Hello and welcome to Direct Selling Success Network Marketing Done Right. I am here today to have a chat with Melanie Brown. So, Melanie, hello, welcome. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'm really excited. We've worked together for a very long time now, haven't we?
We have, we have,
Yeah, yeah. So, tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do.
yeah. I'm Mel Brown, and I'm the founder of Mel's Little Luxuries. I make natural handmade soaps, body butters, all those lovely things that help to make your skin glow and thrive. And I also encourage people, in particular busy mums, to look after themselves because a lot of them, when I go to events, they tell me I don't have time to look after myself. And I say, surely you take time out to have a bath or a shower. And they look at me and they say, no, I can't do that. I've got to be looking after everybody else. And so I'm always impressing on people, whether it's 5 minutes to have a cup of tea, 10 minutes for a quick shower, you've got the right to carve out time for yourself and you don't need permission and you don't need to feel guilty about it.
Yeah, and we're going to talk more about that, aren't we, as well? Because, it is so important. Because at the
That's
end of the
right.
day, if you don't look after yourself, how can you look after everybody else? As a
That's so
parent,
true.
as a carer of any description.
Exactly, exactly. So
Yeah.
important that you put yourself first.
Yeah. And you also are in the network marketing space as well and have been for some time, haven't you?
That's right. I've been with a few companies, but I've now found my forever company. Absolutely love it. And you've been giving me some guidance with that, so I'm really grateful.
Yeah. So you're now with doTERRA, aren't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely love it. Yes.
Yes. So tell us then, way back, before you started in direct sales and network marketing, and before you started making your handmade soaps and things,
Yeah.
you had a proper job, in inverted commas, a
Yeah,
big proper job.
I had a grown-up job. So essentially my parents came from Jamaica and when they came here, they really struggled to find work, to find accommodation. And so when they had children, it was their wish that we became doctors or lawyers because the way they saw it was to earn well, you had to be a doctor or a lawyer. So because I wasn't good at science, I ended up being the lawyer and they really pushed me through school to make sure that I did it. And it wasn't really easy because the teachers didn't really think that I could do it. One of them even told me to go and stack shelves for the local supermarket. And I think even though
Really?
they said that I went to a parents' evening and the teacher looked at me, we were talking about grades, and my mum was sat right next to me and she said, right, what is it you want to do, Melanie? I said, I want to be a lawyer because that's what my parents have told me to be. And she looked at me, she said, oh no, there's a local shop that's just been opened down the road. It's quite a big one. I see you doing better stacking the shelves. So I remember my mum sent me out the room. I know she had a few choice words with her, but that actually gave me the feel under my backside to think, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to just work really hard and stick at becoming a lawyer. And I just went all the way, did it, got my degree, and I remember afterwards I had to apply for a place for my solicitors finals. And at that stage, it became quite competitive. And they were changing the rules at that stage, how you got into the College of Law. It was based in Guildford. And I was really lucky. I was one of the fortunate few to have got one of the last places there. So got it, studied for that whole year. Then the next competition was to find my training contract, which was for 2 years. So so the next bit was the 2 years training contract. So before you can qualify as a solicitor, you have to be placed with a firm, find particular areas of law. So for me, it was criminal litigation, civil, property law, and there were some other things that I did, succession law. And at the end of the 2 years, qualified as a solicitor. But even at the end of that, I was still struggling to find work because we had recessions in, and I remember going along to job interviews. It was quite funny. I'd be sitting in an interview room with my colleagues, if I can call them that, from law school. They were all looking for the same contract. So what I ended up doing was getting the old style yellow pages from my local area and just combing through those and finding places and applying for them. And eventually, I got a job based in Bristol, and I was there for a few years. Initially, as a criminal defence lawyer, so I was travelling around those areas, working around Bristol, Weston-super-Mare, the Oval, trying to think as far as I could. It was such a lovely area all down there. And then I decided that I wanted to switch over to become a prosecutor, because even though I loved crime, not committing it, defending, I loved even though I loved crime, sometimes I had that guilty pang. You'd have a case in front of you, and then you'd think, can I honestly represent someone? If that had been my mum, my sister, how would I have felt knowing what that person had done? So I thought, right, I'm going to switch over and become a prosecutor. So did the big move to Birmingham, and that's how I ended up here. And I've been here, I think, since 1998, I think. Is it
Wow.
1998? Yeah. So I
Wow.
was with them initially for some time, and then started a family. And my husband was traveling around quite a bit, so I was here. And then during that time, had three children. And then when I was coming up to having the third one, my husband was working away quite a bit. And that meant that I wasn't seeing my kids on a regular basis. Somebody else was getting them up in the morning, taking them to nursery, and putting them to bed. So I was coming home at crazy hours. And I thought to myself one day, something's got to change. I didn't just have children for the sake of having children. And decided to take a year out when I had my last child. In fact, it was initially I was thinking of a year, but we were lucky we could actually go for a really long career break. And back then they used to have 5 years, and I thought that would
Wow.
be great because it would give me the opportunity to be there for the kids, not miss out on anything. And one of those years we spent in a year in Dubai with my husband when he was working over there. But then I came back because I just wanted that stability for the kids where they had their own roots, their own friends. And we've basically been in Solihull since.
Yeah.
And what else has happened there? Oh, yeah. And then during that time with Mel's Little Luxuries, how that happened was my middle daughter, Simone, had really bad eczema. It was just awful, and I was looking around at various options of what there was available to help her. And the doctors were prescribing things, but I wasn't really happy with what they were prescribing, especially long-term effects of things like steroids. So I started to research, and the reason I got so desperate was because she wasn't eating anymore. She wasn't sleeping throughout the night. And if any mum out there knows what I'm talking about, where you become so desperate, you're watching your child, you can't find anything. And I thought, right, I've got to, go out there and find somebody to help me. And I found the most amazing lady in Huddersfield, and she used to work for L'Oreal and those big companies that make those, mass-produced products. And she'd seen all the complaints that had come in with people having skin irritations. And she suggested, right, look, let's use these natural ingredients and maybe that can help your daughter. So she started teaching me how to make soaps, balms, all those kind of things. And I focused initially on the soaps and realized they were helping her calm the skin down, soothe it. And then it was through then, friends started watching what I was doing and asking me to make things for them. And I thought, aha, this might be what I've been looking for to, be there for the kids when it really counted, have that flexibility, and not have to worry about not being there for them. So Mel's Little Luxuries was born.
Yeah, and that has developed into a whole business
Yeah,
with the sidelines of the network marketing thing that you've brought in your
that's
doTERRA oils with the natural
that's
stuff.
right.
I
Yeah.
just want to come back to how many times you said how lucky you were during that whole introduction of, your basically journey through corporate and into this, saying you were lucky. I don't think you were lucky. I don't think it was luck at all. I think it was sheer
Yeah.
determination and grit and hard work.
Yeah.
You don't get through
I,
law school with luck.
That's it. I suppose that it was an incredible amount of work, and
Mm.
I think maybe I used the word lucky because I know a lot of people that were in the same situation as me and they just gave up, or they'd be going along to interviews and they just suddenly decide, right, I'm going to change and just do something completely different. And for me, it felt like it was luck because it dropped into my lap after the hard work. Yeah, you are right. It was hard
Yeah,
work trying to find these places.
yeah.
I just remember having a lever arch file with 200 rejection letters because that's how bad it was. And I used that to spur me on each time um, because I thought, how can I give up? I've worked so hard to get that degree, so hard to get my finals, and then to give it up, it just didn't make sense. So, yeah,
No,
I
and that's
suppose
definitely not luck.
yeah.
And you know what, we do this all the time, and I don't know whether you've noticed it with other people you speak to and other people in my world. I used to think I was really lucky being
Yeah,
successful. Being
yeah,
successful isn't luck.
yeah.
It
That's
could
right.
be right place, right time, but more often
Yeah,
than not, that's not due to luck. That's due to doing the right things and the determination. And I mean, 200 rejection letters. Most people would have
yeah,
given up after five.
that's right. I just thought I couldn't do it. I had
Yeah,
to keep going. And I just had this vision where I thought, if I've got this degree and I've got the finals, I can't just give up. I've got to keep on going. And I had so many opportunities that particular year. I was in that final year where they were changing the regulations for how you got qualified. And I got that place. I managed to get in and I thought, just keep on going. There's something there for you. You just got to keep on doing it.
yeah, yeah. And that determination from that teacher saying something like that to you, right? Right
Yeah,
at the beginning of this journey, oh no, I don't think she'll be able to do that. Let's go and send her stacking shelves.
that's
Really?
it. Yeah,
Oh, do you know
exactly.
what? That's would boil my blood. And no wonder you went and did it and smashed it. There's no
Yeah,
giving up when
yeah,
somebody says that to you.
that's right.
So how have you used that determination to make your businesses work? Have you?
Yeah, I think you have to because I think it's a totally different animal when you create your own business.
Mm,
Because now you're in control and you want it to succeed. You don't want it to be a failure. And you're going to have a lot of people again say, why are you doing that? As a lot of people did to me, what, you're leaving law to make soap? What? You're doing network marketing? Are you sure? And I was, I had to speak with conviction because I really do believe when you've got your own business and especially network marketing, the world's your oyster. It opens so many doors for you. You've got the flexibility, you've got the control of your time. You're not having to beg for permission if one of your child's ill. You can just go off and do whatever you want. And you have to, you've got so many things that you can bring from the old world into your new business. So you've got your the way you organize things in your life and the way you think about things, the way you structure things, that helps you to work throughout the day. And again, you'll meet a lot of people that will give you rejections, give you objections why you can't do something. And I was thinking about it the other day, it's a bit like if I was representing someone and I used to say to the judge, as a defense lawyer, oh, can you give this person bail? And I've got to deal with the objections put by the prosecutor why they can't have bail. And as long as I could put the argument across, then the judge would consider what I'm saying. And it's the same thing here. If I can explain to someone why this is good for them, why I can help them, if they've got this problem, I'm the solution. I can deal with anything. So, a lot of what I've had in the past can help me with this job. I hope I've explained that properly.
yeah, absolutely. And you are right. I think the difference with a any corporate career is you go there to work for somebody else. So
Yeah,
you're not you are doing it for you, but you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for whatever company or whatever person. In your case, you're representing.
yeah,
You are kind of separated somehow. But I think within the network marketing industry or a business that you're running, this is for you. So the rejection's slightly more personal somehow. And
that's right.
personally, I find it so much more difficult to deal with.
Yeah. It,
And
it was it was when I first started, I was thinking, why don't you want this? Why are you being that? And then it took a long time, especially working with you, to realise don't take it personally. It's just about that person and how they feel about that thing. And all you can do is just educate them and just show people that if they have a problem, you're there. So if they want to turn around and ask for help, you're always there for them. But just don't take it personally.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it isn't about you unless you're being horrible and like really
Yeah,
salesy and pushy and icky, which I know you're not. And it's
yeah,
certainly something that I don't teach. But
yeah,
it's never personal. If you're offering somebody something that's a solution to a problem or that you can see will massively help them with some sort of
yeah,
transformation, whether that's a product, a service, an opportunity to join, run a business themselves,
yeah,
if they
that's
don't
right.
want that thing, that's okay.
Yeah, that's it. As long as you just continue being human about it, um, and
Hmm.
just show that you care about that person, and just always show that if they need your help, you'll always be there. I think that's what I've really learned. Always be human. It's nice to have a sale, but first and foremost, be a human. I think that's
Yeah.
the whole thing that I've learned about it.
Yeah. I think this whole industry is around helping as many people as possible,
Yeah,
being of service. And I think when you come at network marketing or running a business in any way, shape, or form in that way, it's going to bring everybody joy. It's going to help people. It's going to make your life more fulfilling. That's what I
that's
love
right.
about it.
Yeah, I love it
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Especially when people come back and explain to you how they're so grateful to you because you've helped them.
yeah,
And you go along to events as well. I went to two events over the weekend, and people who'd previously bought off me met up with me again after a long time, and they were actually telling their friends about me and how I can help them. So,
yeah,
and I really put that down to the fact that I've shown them that I can help them, but being a human and just being
yeah.
considerate to what they want.
Yeah. I mean, your story, the story that you've just told about going from corporate to self-employed is such a common one.
Yeah,
But you've done it for a really specific reason. You know, you started this business whilst a young mum, three
yeah,
kids at home, one of which needed a problem solving. And
yeah.
that's what started your business.
That's
And I
right.
love the fact that you now help people with things like that as well.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
it was quite interesting because when I initially started, it was just for people with the skincare issue. Then I thought that it went beyond that because especially if you're a mum, you might have a skincare issue and sometimes it gets worse. When does it get worse? When you're stressed out. When do you get stressed out? When you're not looking after yourself. And that's when I realized it's all about self-care. You've got to calm realize that you've got to carve that time out for you. It's so important. And I know a lot of people think self-care is so woo-woo or it's not a real, but the thing
Yeah.
is, when you're burnt out because you've been running around doing everything for everybody, you realize that it is a real thing and you really got to put yourself first and foremost at the front. You really do.
Yeah, and that can take so many different forms. I mean, my version of self-care back in the day, which I know is similar for you, was learning that I don't just have to be a mum,
Yeah,
giving
that's
myself
right.
my identity back, starting
Exactly.
something in network marketing, starting my little business in a box to
Yeah.
have some me time.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Because I felt that it was lovely to have that time with the children, especially in Dubai. But I just felt I was just a mum. And we've all got to remember we're more than a mum. We had a life before those kids, and we can bring so much more to the table. Um,
Yeah.
and we've got to realize that whatever we offer is valuable. It's something that other people can't put on the table. So for all of you out there who say, I'm just a mum, you've got to remember you're more than that. You are so gifted, you're so talented. Just think beyond that. You offer so much to this world.
Yeah. And another thing that I want to pick up on as well is corporate career, something like being a lawyer and working so hard for that one thing. That was your identity.
That's
And there's going
right.
to be so many other people out there, teachers, nurses, you know, anybody that's had this big career that's defined their life. When that
Yeah.
ends for whatever reason,
Yeah.
that is the same feeling. It's that whole what
Yeah.
that I don't have a purpose anymore.
It's almost like you're grieving, like you've lost
Yeah,
something. Yeah. And you've got to remember that you do have a purpose. It might take some time to find out what it is, but just think about what you used to like before the kids came along. What things did you enjoy doing? or look at new things that you could possibly do. I didn't know anything about soap making before that, or making balms. It's only because I've had to think about out of the box and think who can help me, and that's how I found out about it. But you've got to remember you've got a purpose. Don't just think that's it, the life has ended. Because I actually
Yeah,
did feel like I was grieving after I'd given up the job, and I thought there's something out there telling me there's something waiting for me, and I had to just keep on pushing through. So that's what
yeah.
everyone's got to do.
Yeah, find that purpose. Yeah, because I was exactly the same. I moved away quite young, got married at 20, moved away from home, like hundreds of miles away from home with my husband who was in the military. And I grieved for the life that I didn't have because that's not what my plan was. You know, as much as
Yeah,
I love my husband,
yeah,
that was not the plan. The plan was to go and, have this career, and not that I knew what that career was going to be at that time, but it totally changed my life, and then the kids came along and that
yeah,
changed things as well, and over that course of all that time your life just feels like it's disappearing, and that
yeah. That's
purpose just
exactly it.
feels like it's disappearing. And when you can find that thing, whatever it is, whether it's I don't know, I tried volunteer roles, that worked for me really well, finding
Yeah,
something that I could do around the kids
yeah.
that that just helped other people. I've seen people start completely new careers and us starting a business.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
And I think when you find it, it's amazing. And this is why I love the network marketing industry, because
Yeah,
I hear so many stories like this. The totally, I lost my identity and I found
yeah,
this, and or I've lost my confidence. I've lost all my passion for anything, whatever it might be.
yeah.
Network marketing gives that back.
I love network marketing because, as you said, it's the independence it gives you, and it makes you remember all the things, all your skills from the past that you can take it over into network marketing. And I just love as well watching people grow, especially like some of the masterminds that you've created, and I've been in there,
Yeah,
and you'll watch people that they've got maybe low confidence, and then they start talking in the group, and you just suddenly see them blossoming, and they're so different at the end of the mastermind,
yeah,
and it just makes you realize how much those people have got to offer in these new businesses that you've helped them to create. It's just
yeah.
incredible.
It is incredible. And the back to the self-care thing, this self-care again, inverted commas.
Yeah,
Uh, Everybody thinks, oh, it's about, putting the skincare on or having a bath. And that's kind of like a little part of it, but it's so much
yeah.
more. So
It's
much
yeah,
more.
yeah. I
I mean,
definitely agree. It's more than that. Because I think it's like you say, a lot of people think it's about going away for the weekend,
yeah,
spending 2 days or so. It can be as simple as just going for a walk out in the park, or even going into your garden, getting some fresh air, just doing something for a few minutes that you like. And you need it, because if you don't do it, you become resentful, and
yep,
people can feel that, the energy that you generate, and they don't want that around them. So, and when you've got a young family behind you, around you, you've got to be pouring into them, but you can only do that when you're pouring into yourself first. So,
yeah,
make sure that you take that time out. And as I said, you don't have to go crazy with bath bombs or whatever. It can be, sometimes I'll just drop my son off to school, and I'll go to the local park for a walk for an hour.
yeah,
That's enough for me. It just makes me feel good. And then as I go back to the car, sometimes you see people smiling at me because I don't realize I'm smiling at them, because I feel good about, how I feel. So, don't get caught up thinking, oh, I've got to sit there and um, have the latest, I don't know, bubble bath or whatever the situation is. It's just about you sitting down, carving out that time, thinking what's good for me at that moment. And that's going to
yeah.
make you just love yourself again and give time for yourself.
Yeah, mine was always back in the day because I was not into. I was a tomboy as a kid. For those of you that don't know
Yeah.
me, so the idea of makeup and bubble bath and all that did not appeal. So I used to escape with books,
I loved
and
books. Yeah.
yeah, and getting out in nature and going for a walk.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved that. And randomly, things like crafting things or jigsaws or something that
Yeah.
was just not doing the same old thing. Board games,
Yeah.
random getting on the computer games, and Yeah, yeah. Don't ask me to play a modern computer game now. I have a problem with anything 3D or depth perception.
Oh
So,
yeah.
trying to do these new games. No, yeah, that's not me. That shows how old I am now, saying stuff like that. But yeah, it's different for everybody. It totally
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, running a business, that was my self-care.
That's it. Because it's funny you say that, but I've never thought of it like that. It is self-care because it's
Mm,
giving you that flexibility, that freedom. You're doing something for you that's making
yeah,
you feel you again.
yeah.
So that I
And
love that analogy.
and I've always said that the majority of people don't come into network marketing for the money.
Yeah,
They don't. I didn't
that's
come into
right.
it for the money. I came in to get my identity back.
Yeah, yeah,
The majority of the people in my team, yeah, the money was a thing, but that wasn't the reason. They could go somewhere else and make money.
that's right.
They did it for the community and the social aspect and the building the confidence and the
Yeah,
escapism.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's exactly it. I love
yeah,
the community feel of it, because everybody's sharing the same kind of um, vision or wish that they want in life, and it's just nice to be in that same community of like-minded people. So I
yeah,
just love the community that I'm in. It's
yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. It's good. So before we disappear and before we end, what would you say for somebody out there that has been listening to this? What would you say that they should take away from this episode of the podcast?
I think, if your situations change, like mine did, where, I had to stop this career, don't grieve about it for a long time, thinking that's the end, woe is me, there's nothing left for me. That's just the beginning. It's the beginning of an exciting life. There's so many things out there are waiting for you. You probably don't know what they are at the moment, but just give it time, just sit on it, just think, what can I do? What do I like? What do I enjoy? And just follow through with it. Just do it and stop mourning about what's happened in the past. In fact, celebrate what you learned from the past, because as I said, you can take things from that and put it on the table that's in front of you now. And that's going to help you to blow up and expand. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you resilient. And as I said, it's such an exciting future. Just run with it.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely love that. Thanks, Melanie. So, where can people find you? On socials?
Yeah.
Where's the best place for people to come and follow?
So I have got a Facebook page, which is Mel's Little Luxuries. That's my business page. I've also got Instagram and a YouTube account with the same name, Mel's Little Luxuries, and that's also the name of my website. Or you
Surprise,
can just
surprise.
come and follow me on my main profile, which is Melanie Brown.
Yes, which is such a common name, like Anna Green, Melanie Brown. There'll be hundreds of you. I'll make sure I put the links underneath so people can find us.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's
Thank
so
you so
lovely to
much.
have you on.
Oh, and thank you so much for having me. I really loved it. Thank you.
Brilliant. I shall see you all soon. Bye.